The screenplay project for shorts in stereo, length 5923.
The following is a production of KTCA, a Minnesota original.
The screenplay project, 4Shorts, is made possible by grants from the Jerome Foundation and the Dayton-Hudson Foundation on behalf of Dayton's and Target stores.
In 1989, KTCA and Twin Cities writers began working to create original short dramas for television. We chose the theme of loss.
Okay, Slade. Scene 2, wide shot dolly, take 1.
It's metaphorically about what life feels like. It's an attempt to make something inward outward. And it's about victimization. Clearly, it's about power. It's about men and women. It's about what people will do to one another. The kind of things you don't ordinarily like to think people will do to one another, they genuinely will do to one another, and do constantly. So that's part of it. It's about a lot of things. I wouldn't make a T-shirt for it, though.
Great, that's great. Okay. Jesus Christ. Help. Help. Trapped in here. Can't get out. I'm gonna die in here. Help. Help.
Hello? Hello? Somebody in here? Is this some kind of joke or what? Hey, anybody in here?
The door! I came out the door! Don't close the door!
The door?
It locks! There's no way out! Didn't close the door!
This one closed, I guess.
There's no way out. I've been up and down and there's no way out.
Well, how long you been in here?
I don't know. 3 days? Where is everybody? I mean, isn't anybody out there? I screamed.
Looks like they abandoned this building.
Abandoned? What do you mean abandoned? This is a new building.
Hey, they didn't ask me. What have you been eating in here?
Gum. I'm out. I'm even out gum.
Well, I've got some stuff you can eat.
Food? You've got food?
Hey, it's nothing special, okay? Half a fish sandwich and some fries.
Oh, I forgot I was hungry. The lights are always on in here. It's enough to make you crazy. This is cold.
Then don't eat it.
I don't mean to sound ungrateful.
Yeah.
I woke up and realized that we're gonna die in here. If this building is abandoned, no one's gonna find us. We're gonna starve.
Yeah, well, maybe we could eat each other. Like those guys, those soccer players in that plane crash.
It's not funny. This is not funny.
Want some wine?
You have wine in there?
Hey, I always have wine. Wine is what I'm about.
Well, what else do you have in there?
That's my business. What, you think there's too much privacy in here?
No. I guess not.
Here, have some more.
Why not? Paul? Paul?
So I told her right there, you know. I didn't have to take that kind of stuff from her. You got nobody to blame but yourself. You let people walk all over you. The hell was out of there.
I know what you mean. You know, Paul, I have an observation to make here. I don't want you to take it personally, but I want to be honest with you, and I wouldn't be honest with you if I didn't make this observation. It's about the bag.
Watch out.
You know what I mean about the bag.
You watch what you're saying here.
Well, you know and I know that there's more stuff coming out of that bag than could ever have been in that bag.
I don't have to listen to this crap, you know. I don't have to take this. Not from you. I can leave, you know.
Paul? Paul?
Hey. I brought you something. You're gonna like this. You like that? Well, say you like it.
It's great.
Yeah. D for sincerity. Try it on.
I'd rather not.
Hey. So what?
Yeah. So what?
You don't have to.
No?
You shouldn't do anything you don't want to do.
And I won't.
Hi, hon. Sorry I'm late. It's a bear out there. Tell the man it's a bear.
Hey, you said it. It's a bear.
This is Jeff. Jeff, this is Adrian. Don't mind her. I'm late. She gets her socks in knots. Hey, let's have some tunes.
All right. Tunes. Yeah.
Hey, let's dance.
Dance?
You want to dance?
Sure.
No, I mean, really. I mean, I can do without it, really, if you don't want to.
I want to. I love to dance. Dancing is one of my greatest pleasures in life.
All right.
Hey, I want in on this, okay?
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Yeah. I had an uncle who was fine. He grabbed his chest like that, and he was dead. Mortis on the spot. Hey, I got an idea. Let's turn the lights out. It's too bright in here.
Yeah, let's turn the lights out.
Well, they won't go out. The lights are always on in here. It's enough to make you crazy. You can never tell what time it is, if it's early or if it's late.
I'm gonna turn the lights out. And when I get back, we're gonna do some real dancing.
Yeah.
It's a nice place you got here. Just like home, huh?
Yes, I suppose it is.
Here we go!
Are you sure your heart's okay?
My heart is fine.
So when I think about television, I think about the studio. I think using that environment of the television studio is a very interesting idea, to do things with that you don't normally see in that environment. Usually in television studios, you just see newscasts or talk shows. You know, there's not a lot that goes on in there. And so it's very interesting and challenging to me to kind of use that environment that is specifically television and try to do some, you know, to do some stuff with it that is more fun.
Okay. I'm ready.
In my neighborhood, there was this story going around that gave me the chills. It was said that if you lit a candle in a dark room, held it under your face, and stared at yourself in the mirror while saying Mary Worth 40 times, you would instantly kill yourself. No one knew what it was that happened on the 40th Mary Worth. No one had ever lived beyond it. But it was said that you saw the face of Mary Worth in the mirror instead of your own, lost your mind, and threw yourself out the window. Now I know that Mary Worth is a comic strip character, but I didn't know that at the time. Whoever made this story up must have had something against the Mary Worth comic strip, but I didn't know there was a Mary Worth comic strip. I was told that Mary Worth was a crazy woman who had committed suicide by throwing herself out the window. So I could see how seeing her face in the mirror in place of your own could cause problems. I had to try it, of course. It wasn't easy to set up. Even though there were candles and matches in both bathrooms for when you took a BM, it was trouble to be caught playing around with them if you hadn't taken one. My mother had a nose for these things, so I had to try it when she was watching her favorite TV show and wouldn't budge for an hour. It got dark. My mother finished washing the dishes and went and sat down in front of the TV in the den. I did have my doubts about whether or not Mary Worth had ever existed, but just in case, I chose the bathroom on the ground floor. I closed the door behind me and locked it. This, too, was not allowed, but who would know? I could hear the TV. The candle was yellow. I lit it first and then turned off the light. It looked lovely, but that wasn't right, so I thought of terrible things. I pictured myself throwing a boomerang that came back and slammed into my shins. I thought about this anytime I wanted to laugh in an inappropriate place, and it worked really well. I wasn't sure it would work in this situation, but it did. I stood in front of the mirror and I held the candle under my face. It was eerie, tense. I started saying, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth. And then I realized that I could only count on one hand. I would have to divide 40 by 5 and keep track of 8 rounds this way. It was too much trouble. I put the candle on the sink to free my other hand, too far from my face. I bent down to the candle, too uncomfortable. The tension dropped. I had to get this organized. I looked in the tan plastic trash can, and there wasn't much in it, mainly Kleenex. I emptied it into the toilet and flushed. I put the trash can upside down on the sink, and I placed the candle on it. Pretty good. I stacked a couple of Good Housekeeping magazines underneath the trash can. Perfect. I took a couple of big breaths watching myself in the mirror. I said, you might throw yourself out the window in a couple of minutes. And it helped put me back in the scene. I took a few more big breaths and started, counting on my fingers. Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth. It was nice to have the other hand to count on. Mary Worth, Mary Worth. Back to the beginning for the second round. Mary Worth, 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 Mary Worth. Back to the beginning for the third round. Mary Worth, 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 Mary Worth. Back to the beginning for the final round. Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth. Here goes. Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth. I must be doing something wrong. It had to be the counting. I'd been concentrating so hard on counting the Mary Worths that I hadn't really been focusing on myself in the mirror. How could your face turn into someone else's face in the mirror if you weren't really watching? I would have to do it again. Not counting this time. I figured that the 40th Mary Worth would come around if I was counting or not, and that whatever happened on the 40th Mary Worth would happen anyway, catching me by surprise. Yes, I could see that this was how it was supposed to work. I decided to go all out. I would try it in the bathroom on the 2nd floor. I blew out the candle and turned on the light. I put the candle, trash can, and Good Housekeepings back where they belonged. Before going upstairs, I spied in on my mother in the den. She was safely glued to the couch. The upstairs bathroom was pretty much the same as the downstairs bathroom, except for the wallpaper. And the candle was red, the trash can blue, and the magazines National Geographics. I locked the door and I started to set up like before, and then realized that I could hold the candle under my face this time since I wasn't going to be counting the Mary Worths. I couldn't hear the sound of the TV up here. The red candle gave off a more ominous glow than the yellow one had. Knowing I was next to a second-floor window made my stomach flip. This was it. I could see it in my face. I didn't need to say anything to myself. I just stared into my eyes and started. Mary Worth, 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 Mary Worth. Behind me on the wall there was a large shadow of myself, Mary Worth, with a smaller, identical, darker shadow centered inside it. Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth. One shadow must have been caused by me blocking the light from the candle. Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, and the other by me blocking the reflection of the light from the candle in the mirror. Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth. I wondered which was which. Mary Worth, 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 Mary Worth. The rhythm in my voice made me feel like masturbating. Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth. I had to be getting close to 40. Mary Worth, 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 Mary Worth. The words were sounding unfamiliar. Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, but I knew that that could happen when you said something too many times. Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth. My face was beginning to look unfamiliar. Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth. But I knew it was me from that cat scratch on my forehead. Mary Worth, 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 Mary Worth.
I'm not good at things like this, talking with you, but I can put things on paper, and I can explore the ideas that are coming at me and coming to me a mile a minute, you know, on paper, and nothing relaxes me more. Nothing makes me feel more connected to the world, or more alive probably, than writing. So that's why I do it.
Jess. Jess. Oh, Jess, I knew you'd come. A lot of people said no, but I knew you'd come.
How are you?
I'm okay, considering Mama's condition, and you know how I feel about hospitals.
How is she? My God. Jan, how are you?
Fine. And you?
Just stop, you can't, Jan.
I know, but you ain't her doctor. I'm gonna get him. You're gonna kill her. Damn it!
Hey, Jan, chill. It's okay. It's okay.
Nice. Very nice. The flowers and the candy.
Flowers and candy. That's all they bring. Flowers belong at funerals or in the ground. And I ain't never liked candy. Everybody knows that. So what the hell I want some for now? I want a cigarette.
I brought a couple.
But they say that's what's killing me. Thought you quit.
I did. A long time ago. Couldn't keep doing what I was telling my patients not to do.
You tired, baby?
Exhausted. I can hardly keep my eyes open. Wild, wild dreams all day. I close my eyes and bam, they're on me like white on rice. It's like they want to say, dream me, damn it, dream me, so I can move on.
You push yourself too hard. You always did.
Bring me some more grandma's seed. Bring your mama some aspirin and make it. Bring your mama some aspirin and make.
Jan said you wasn't coming. Everybody did. Everybody did. Everybody did.
Shall I brush it?
That'd be nice. That'd be real nice. Jan drives me crazy. But at least she's there. She calls. She comes by to see about me. Ow. Why I got to be on my deathbed before my own firstborn child comes to see me? Oh!
Ma, don't start.
I said get out! Get out!
We used to be so close. Like girlfriends. Remember? Remember we used to go to the beach? That place where the river gets real wide.
You only went once or twice?
We used to go all the time. Could never get you to go in. Except that one time, after your daddy died. You walked right into that water, buck naked. The water was almost over your head.
I wanted to drown myself in them.
I sent Junior and your Uncle Clayton in after you. We thought you were gonna drown. Oh, I scolded you down real good after that.
You whipped me, Mom.
Oh, I never hit you hard.
You beat the living shit out of me, Mom.
Why are you talking to me like that? I never.
The wise understand that no death is sudden, no death is unexpected.
Jesus, Faye, don't she ever play?
She don't spend much time with other kids. Just a silly doll. She talks to that doll more than she talks to me.
And she's so good.
And she don't cry. Not ever. It's spooky. Not even when I... She sure didn't come by her nature from me. Oh, I cried so hard over her daddy. I thought y'all was gonna have to carry me out of here in a box. Just sore and wore out from my eyeballs on down. Baby, bring your mama some aspirin and make me some more grandma's tea, please.
Yes, Mama.
Baby, come here. Oh, it's all right, baby. It's all right. I miss him too. I miss him too. I was wondering when you was gonna cry. I'm scared too. I'm scared too. I've been worried sick about what's gonna happen to us that you don't know.
Robin and Jack go to bed.
You gotta make out some kind of way, baby.
I love my doll, Sarah. My doll.
What are you talking about?
My doll.
What? Get out!
My doll.
Get away! Are you for real? This ain't about nothing but some damn stupid doll! You get out of here. Right now. I said get out! I said get out! Get out! Get out! What is it? I got no memory for things. You know that. But you remember everything. I used to envy you that. Jesse. Jesse. I love you, Jesse. Best thing I ever done was to birth you and try to love you some. But all you're gonna have from me are these memories that make you bitter and cold.
No, Ma. Remember the fire at Grandma's when I was about 10? It's real bad, but it wasn't burned down to ash. And I tried to get her to come with me to see what we could save the next day, but she just said, no, ain't nothing but bad memories in that house. Not a thing worth saving. Let the rabble take what they want. When I came back with some of Dad's things and a few pieces of her good silver, she broke down and cried. And we went back there together and spent the afternoon on our hands and knees saving things, finding treasures. You understand, Ma? There's good stuff back there between you and me. I just have to find it again and make it shine. When it all comes down to dust, you keep the things that matter. The rest you throw away.
Since the theme was loss, I said, okay, loss, 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 loss. And then I thought, well, this guy should just lose himself. That was the original image, that Bob should just lose himself. And then that would set up this whole steamroller that would just take me along. So it was really as simple as that. Say, okay, he just loses himself, and then take it from there.
Yeah?
It's Jim.
Jim?
Jim. Your boss.
Oh, Mr. Fulcrum.
Jim. I know you're just a market research peon, Bob, but since Dicker went out with hepatitis, you're the only one available to pick up our Mr. Ping. I want you to get your butt out to the airport pronto, Bob. Flight 367, 10:17 a.m. It's beautiful out here in Los Angeles. See you and Mr. Ping on Monday.
What does Mr. Ping look like? Jim?
You can't forget yourself that easily, Bob.
Mr.
What is it,
well,
Bob?
Mr.
Jim.
You really want me to call you Jim?
You woke me at 7 a.m.
Los Angeles
Ask
time.
me that?
No.
Are you worried about something? Don't worry, Bob. I have complete confidence in you.
Right, but Mr. Ping...
Let me talk to him.
He's not here.
What do you mean? Listen, Bob, if you blow this thing...
No, his plane hasn't arrived yet.
You make me get so defensive, Bob. I hate it when you do that.
Sorry.
Accepted.
By the way, what
Talk
is
to
Mr.
me later.
Ping...
I've got another call.
If you'd like to make a call, please hang up and try again.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, Mr.
Jim.
Jim, Flight 367 just crashed into Lake Superior.
I said Flight 357.
You said Flight 367.
357.
367.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
You did.
I didn't.
Did.
I didn't.
Did.
Didn't.
Did.
Look, Bob, you always push me into these corners where I end up arguing with you. I hate that.
Sorry.
Accepted.
What should I do now?
Ouch.
Ouch?
My back just went out.
You need help, hang up and then... Flight 367 will be arriving at gate 58. Attention, attention. There is no parking in the yellow zone.
You must be Bob. I am Mr. Ping.
No, but you can't be. I mean, good, great. Hello, welcome. Nice to meet you. Here, let me take that. You must be beat. You know, tired, exhausted. Oh, nice suit.
There's a good Holiday Inn downtown. We'll check you in after breakfast. I'd prefer to stay with you, Bob.
Me?
In your home.
No.
No?
You wouldn't be comfortable there, Mr. Ping.
Why not?
You can't forget yourself, Bob.
Why not, Bob?
Because my home is, well, it's mine.
You're a private person.
Yeah, private.
I will be subtle.
It's a mess. It's a pigsty.
I have been to Calcutta.
Just stay in the Holiday Inn, please.
I'd prefer to stay with you.
Why, for God's sake?
There is something about you.
Here we are.
The front door.
Come on in, partner.
Welcome home, buddy.
I would like to try.
I don't feel so good. Mr. Ping? Here you are. I thought I lost you.
I had an urgent to make coffee. Would you care to share with me?
Would I?
Would you?
I would. I'll get the cups.
They are in the cupboard over there.
Bob?
Jim?
Jim.
Bob.
Where the hell are you?
Home, I think.
Right. Did you get him?
Mr. Ping?
Who else?
Was there somebody else?
Bob, are you being passive-aggressive?
I don't know, James, am I?
What's this tone? I've heard this melody before. My first wife. That's it. You're a victim, right? You feel taken advantage of, powerless, so frustrated you want to blow something sky high, so angry you could stab somebody. Me, probably. The world is full of manipulators and control freaks. Me, probably. Everyone is out to save their own ass. Life sucks.
In a nutshell? Yeah.
Well, Bob?
What, Jim?
The cheese stands alone.
Let's face it, Ping. May I call you Ping? Ping, the days of exploitation are over. So what's the point? Listen, Ping, I think you and I could get some action going without that old ninny Jim being involved. What do you say?
Ping, I've got a line on some super new fertilizer. Grows roses on rocks.
So good. It's a little hard on birds and furry animals, I admit that, but hey, bunnies aren't everything. We're talking food here, Ping. Food for little brown babies. And I'm saying if now, if some of this fertilizer happens to get into the air, some goof-off falls asleep at the wheel, throws the wrong switch, plugs in the wrong extension cord, let's say, and some of this happens to get into the air, drifts across the border, killing a few thousand of those big bad Bantus you just happen to be at war with, who's going to know the difference? Get me?
Get you.
I've had enough of you.
Excuse me, Ping, I'll be right back. Make yourself comfortable.
I am always comfortable.
Back. Back. You're such a kidder, Bob. Put the cookies down and back out of the room. Slowly. Sorry you had to see this, Mr. Ping.
I think you are handling it well, Bob.
Do you really? Thanks. Okay, you. Back. Back. Answer it. I bet it's important. Answer it. You answer it.
Mr. Ping!
Jim? Bob.
Wait!
Mr. Ping is sitting in the living room having coffee. He's a regular guy, nothing special. It's an awkward situation, but I'm handling it now. Everything's fine, Jim. Everything is under control. I'll see you on Monday.
Wait! I have something I want to ask you! Wait!
Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth. Here goes.
The screenplay project, 4Shorts, was made possible by grants from the Jerome Foundation and the Dayton Hudson Foundation on behalf of Dayton's and Target stores.
This program was produced by KTCA, a Minnesota original.
Tom Poole, Judy McGuire, David Grant, George Sand. 4 Twin Cities writers. Calypso, a compelling drama of entrapment and survival.
Mary Worth, Mary Worth, Mary Worth.
Interview, one woman's tale of childhood adventure. The Things That Matter, a moving story of memory and forgiveness. Picking Up Mr. Ping, a magical comedy of a man's battle with his own dark side. 4 extraordinary dramas in 1 hour, written and produced in the Twin Cities. The Screenplay Project, 4 Shorts.